I'm Ejiro, Amos, Tafiri, the creative director of the fashion brand Ejiro, Amos, Tafiri. I hail from Delta State, but I was born and raised in Lagos. The brand is a euphonious brand named after myself, so it's like a reflection of my thoughts, my dreams, my maybe aspirations, so to speak. We seek to dress the upwardly mobile Afropolitan woman, so we make clothes that are comfortable, that are aspirational, and are somewhat luxurious for the woman who is discerning, who wants to be comfortable yet wants to stand out in the crowd. I would say starting out was tough, but I knew it was going to be tough. I wasn't delusional, I wasn't expecting it to be easy. My primary school proprietor, Taisho Larry, would always say, may your way be rough. And you know, people will be like, God forbid, he'll be like, that's the only way you get good success or you achieve great things. So starting out, I was prepared for the way to be rough. I was prepared for it to be difficult. I was prepared for doors to be slammed in my face. I was prepared not to be to come first at every competition I put in for. So it was pretty tough, you know, having to be everything, the designer, the cutter, the tailor, the marketer, everything, and then, you know, have this dream and see it through, because it's very easy to dream, but it's difficult to see it through and, you know, deal with the challenges. So I would say those basically were the challenges. With every growing business, you deal with the difficulties and the challenges, I would say, of expansion, and then making decisions, the right things to do with your brand at a particular, or your business at a particular point in time. So I think being an entrepreneur, you're never going to stop facing tough decisions. So that's a continuous part of life, and dealing with maybe new things, the same more money, more problems, or the higher you go, the cooler life becomes. Yes, it seems easy, but you know, you have a lot more responsibility on your shoulder. It's been 5 short years. We've been really blessed with our achievements so far. We've grown from a single machine and my bedroom to stocking in about 8 shops, owning our own very shop, and then, you know, staff strength has also grown over the years. A lot of young people have misconceptions about fashion being something peculiarly special. Fashion is same as, I like to think of it as same as any business. It's the normal trials any young entrepreneur would have starting out in Nigeria, which are the basic amenities, lack of good roads, poor communication systems, infrastructure, lack power, and stuff that you need to run your business. Maybe the fashion industry is peculiar because also our textile industries are not really functional. So we need to deal with high cost of fabric and, you know, things that we use to create our merchandise. But basically starting out, and also lack of financial support from maybe banks and maybe the government. You know, entrepreneurship is a lot is being said about it, but not a lot of real support is being given to youth until the recent past. I think not seeing them as challenges, but seeing them as stepping stones has always been, or accepting them as, you know, this is the status quo, and not being comfortable with it. What do I do to get around it? So if it's transportation, you know, do whatever you can to get around it. With me, in the early days I took Okada. It's been knowing that this is the problem and facing it headlong. I don't think I did anything extremely special to be able to tackle them. It's just I leveraged on things that were my strengths and made sure that my weaknesses did not outshine the goodness that my strengths could become. And also another way I did it was to leverage on relationships. I went to an art school, so those are the people I needed to position things for my brand. I got those contacts, or would I say acquaintances in school. So if I needed somebody to do a logo for me, it was easy for me to get a graphic artist that was very good because we had gone to school together. If I needed some people to help me with branding of some sort or whatever. So I basically leveraged on my relationships. It's not everything I paid raw cash for. And then knowing how to negotiate and knowing what your dreams are, spelling out your dreams and aspirations, and then knowing what you have and knowing where you need to get and finding the way to get there. So it's always about decisions. It's always about thinking on your feet. It's always about thinking fast. It's good to work hard, but it's best to work smart. What do I say, Ejiro Tafiri in 5 years? I see Ejiro Tafiri becoming a player in fashion entrepreneurship and the fashion business in Nigeria, taking the forefront, diversifying into other things apart from being a female wear brand, other services that we need to offer in the fashion industry. I see Ejiro Tafiri taking the forefront in those things, and also to be stocked in several more shops across the globe, and to have probably doubled or tripled, no, not doubled, probably tripled or quadrupled in staff strength as well. So the dream is always to better lives, the dream is to impact, the dream is to share the gift and the knowledge. And so we hope that the Ejiro Tafiri brand would cater to much more families by giving jobs to probably breadwinners or supporters of those families, and then, thereby being part of the solution of the Nigerian unemployment situation. My best moment so far, maybe maybe I would say the best or the most memorable design I have created so far. With the collection, I would say it's the Madame collection. The acceptance was astronomical. People loved it, shopped it, and that sort of solidified our stance as a brand, luxury brand to reckon with on the Nigerian fashion scene. But the singular design I would say probably launched us into stardom would be the birth of the Oleku wrap dress. That was something that I was playing with in my tiny studio back in the day, and I loved wearing Ramba growing up. So being an adult and having like a fast-paced life and not being able to wear it like your favorite piece of clothing or something that you grew up loving was a challenge. I was saying, oh, which better way can I do this? And I was looking for fabric that I could work with and a different way, cosmopolitan way to wear it, that if I wore it abroad, they wouldn't say, okay, that's a traditional Nigerian dress, and they would think it's just a regular dress. And so I came up with the Oleku drape dress, and then that became like a huge trend across Nigeria, changed the way Ejiro Amuba was being worn, and then that kind of put a stamp on this fashion and saying there's a fashion brand that is here that you cannot ignore and that is innovative. And so we became known as major innovators in the fashion industry. And so those were like awesome moments for me. It wasn't 1 year yet started my brand, and I was invited to showcase on an international fashion week platform, side by side my mentors, side by side my former bosses, side by side designers from across the world that I had looked up to, that I admired. That was like an awesome feeling. It was scary, coming up with that collection, but I felt like, yes, like I'm on the right path. That gave me reason to continue. That made me believe more in myself, that I must be doing something good, because I didn't have to pay for it. I was invited to showcase on that platform. So that just said, this belief of something is in there, something is really there, and the world will take notice, so long as I kept at it and I was diligent to it. I have mentors, but not mentors that I went to ask for advice or, how do I do this and how do I do that. I think I self-motivated myself, but I looked at people that I admired, that I loved the way they ran their business or loved the way they created stuff, and then most of the time I tried to work with them, and I did work with the ones that I really loved, like Tafiri, for instance. When I was a student, I loved the brand so much, and when I wanted to do my internship, I went there to apply for an internship, so I ended up doing a 1-year internship with them, and then eventually going back to work, because I liked the way they were positioned. I liked the way the brand was. I liked everything about the brand at the time, and so that, I would say, I had mentors from afar. It wasn't like this person knew, okay, that I'm her mentor, she comes to me for advice. No. So I'd say I have mentors but from afar. So that's Tafiri, Mrs. Bode George out of Africa. Moody is someone that inspires me a lot currently. At Ejiro Tafiri, we have a strong internship program. We receive interests for internship from across Nigeria, and even students that school outside Nigeria. I hire people and I train them. So I even offer people employment that are fresh out of secondary school, who don't know what they want to do with their lives. So come do this, I'll train you and give you a skill. So I've been able to do that with a couple of youths from my church, and now they're working with that skill. They're in school taking care of themselves with that skill. Same with my tailors. So I don't necessarily go out to look for ready-made talent to work with. I like to train young people, and I work with all my staff are young people. I work with young people. I like to mentor them. I like to train them, give them a bit of my knowledge. And then also we're looking into opening a vocational skills center where people can come to learn skills, enhance their skills, and be better designers or better tailors or better pattern drafters, and provide proper labor force for the fashion industry, because that's something that is really lacking. We don't have the proper formal education, and so that affects the quality of designs and the quality of products that we put out there.